There are a lot of debates swirling around what's the best console ever made. There are valid points for all the different sides of the madness, but I truly believe there is one console that stands above all when it comes to offline and couch games, where you enjoy the old times with your family and friends. And that console is the Nintendo Wii. The console that revolutionized motion controls, shattered living room lamps, and it proved that grandmas could, in fact, be Wii Sports champions. A system that brought families together and tore them apart all the same when it came time for Mario Kart. Released on November 19th, 2006, the Wii was truly something of its time. The Wii wasn't simply just a gaming console, it was quite literally a cultural phenomenon. Everyone, and I mean everyone, had a favorite game. Whether it was fencing in Wii Sports Resort, getting blue shelled into oblivion in Mario Kart, dancing till your socks fell off playing a Just Dance game in the Michael Jackson Experience, or accidentally throwing your remote at the TV while trying to hit the tennis ball in Wii Sports.
Oh, jeez. And there goes the tennis racket.
The memories? Unmatched. The pain of getting whacked in the face by a Wii remote? Also unmatched. But the Wii's gaming library wasn't just motion-controlled gimmicks. It was home to some absolute bangers. Let's take a moment to appreciate some of the best titles that's made this console truly unforgettable.
Hey, you know what paradise is, right?
Paradise.
This is paradise. The place where dreams are fulfilled.
Let's be real. Everyone played Wii Sports, and I mean everyone. It even had your family pet trying to best you in some sports games. Wii Sports had you feeling like an Olympic athlete in your living room. And the best part? It seriously tricked people into thinking they were getting a workout and becoming the best tennis player like Serena Williams or the best bowler like Walter Ray Williams Jr. And if you never had an intense bowling rivalry with your family, did you even own a Wii? Which reminds me, my family was so competitive with bowling games that my cousin brought me this one bowling game called AMF Bowling Pinbuster. I literally forgot this game existed until writing the script, and the memories are just flooding in. This game was so addicting, and it definitely had that early 2000 bowling vibe going for it. If any of you have played this game, please let me know in the comments below. I couldn't have been the only person who played this game religiously with their family on a Friday night. With how popular Wii Sports has gotten, Nintendo was compelled to make a second installment. Wii Sports Resort was a smash hit when it came to successor games, and it took things to the next level with the Wii Motion Plus, making every sword duel and jet ski race feel way too real. Also, the amount of sports games you could actually play in the game made it feel so fresh. Some of my personal favorites were the frisbee throwing game, the sword fighting game, and the dog fighting. The dog fighting was honestly pretty fast paced and fun, but it also just showed how beautiful the island resort was, and it was truly something to behold. I think this was also around the time where the balance board that came with the Wii's was required to play this game. I think the waterboarding game required you to have it because you needed to move your feet in the direction of the waterboard, obviously. The game definitely still had elements from the first game, but I honestly think it was a lot more of a relaxing game rather than a competitive one. Most games were scoreboard chasers, and that wasn't really competitive because you weren't really actively competing to win compared to Wii Sports. As some famous person somewhere once said, there are two types of people in this world: those who shell and those who get shelled. This game defined chaos. The motion control steering wheel, a game changer. The legendary selection, legendary. The online mode? Wait, there was an online mode? I guess there was. Let's be honest, Mario Kart Wii wasn't about winning, it was about dominating the track. It wasn't about how close games were or being runner-up. It was about ruining your friends and family's lives with a well-timed blue shell and then acting like it was just part of the game. Mario Kart Wii is probably the most well-known and famous Mario Kart there is today. Some might say this is the most famous Mario game ever made. I don't think so, but for a good reason, people believe that. The maps and the level design were some of the most memorable parts of the game. The number of ways you could also play the game, such as the steering wheel accessory, the Wii remote with the nunchuck, or if you owned one, a GameCube controller. Comboing all that with the amazing music, and you got yourself a recipe for an unforgettable moment in gaming history. Honestly, Wii Sports couldn't compare on how much this brought the family together. This game was truly the face of family game bonding and honestly a peak memory core for all the early 2000 babies out there. Staying on the subject of Mario, if Super Mario Galaxy didn't make you believe in the power of video games, I don't know what to tell you. Nintendo somehow made space exploration, gravity mechanics, and motion controls feel effortless. This was one of the few games I remember using the legendary nunchuck, the little extra joystick thing used to complete more dynamic movements inside of games. You know, that reminds me, was I the only person who had the nunchuck on my right hand? This is a bit of a tangent, but every time I saw people use a nunchuck, it was on their left hand and I thought I was so weird. I don't know. Comment down below which hand you use to hold the nunchucks. I want to see if I was actually a weirdo or maybe I was onto something. But regardless of which hand you had the nunchuck on, it's undeniable the amount of sensation this game created. The mechanics of Mario running or doing miscellaneous tasks all felt comfortable, and even when you found yourself in combat, it was a simple jump and stomp or a twirl. If you thought Mario Kart had insane map design and music, then this game literally takes those things to a whole new galaxy. No pun intended. All the worlds you could explore were so rich in textural design and absolutely memorable. The way Mario interacts with the environment was also something that captivated a lot of people's attention. I mean, before this, there wasn't really ever a time Mario went to space as a mainline plot point. I believe there were levels in Mario Party games that had the characters enter space as a setting, but never as a focal point of the game. I think the sense of adventure is what really makes this game stand out. With just how different each level felt, it created this sort of constant change of emotion and immersion. Flying through stars gave us a melancholy notion as the galaxy felt so vast and lonely. Many levels like Melty Molten Galaxy, Bowser's Galaxy Reactor, and Battle Rock Galaxy gave us that sense of urgency and struggle. Trying to navigate these worlds provided quite some trouble and even frustration sometimes with how action-packed and challenging they turned out to be. Levels like Toy Time Galaxy, Gold Leaf Galaxy, and Honeycomb Galaxy are very fun in nature and are usually there to relax and have fun in. There are so many galaxies that bring up an array of emotions, but it's more about how Super Mario Galaxy can create all these emotions and still be such a phenomenal game. I haven't even touched on the music in this game, but if you already are familiar with the series, then you know how legendary the music is in this game. Tracks like the Honey Hive, Melty Molten Galaxy, Attack of the Airships, Enter the Galaxy, and the one everyone knows, Gusty Garden Galaxy. Then they dropped Super Mario Galaxy 2, proving that lightning can strike twice. Yoshi was back with a new riding mechanic, the platforming was even tighter with wider planets, and the game somehow felt even more imaginative. These games definitely defined 3D platforming and remain some of the best Mario titles ever made. Every aspect of Super Mario Galaxy writes a tale for itself, and it's no doubt that this is one of the best Wii games to ever be created. When talking about the Wii, it's always brought up, was it carried by nostalgia or was it actually a good gaming console? It stands as an undeniable fact that the Wii introduced innovative elements to the gaming industry. The motion control system that the Wii is known for exhibited imperfections through occasional clunkiness and the lack of responsiveness, yet this innovation is what enabled people who had never previously engaged with the traditional controllers to access gaming experiences. Is that grandma playing Wii Sports? A phrase you would not hear in this gaming economy, was something you could actually say and experience during a time Wii was at its peak. This single attribute of being iconic provided this gaming console with a distinct advantage that set it apart from the gaming competition like Xbox and PlayStation during that period. The LAN multiplayer experiences offered by Just Dance and Mario Kart delivered endless fun through their simple mechanics, which required no hardcore sweaty gaming skills. This had yielded countless laughs and memorable moments opposed to the usual raging and tryhard that the console had bred. A number of people will argue that these titles would not have achieved success in today's market without the nostalgic aura they carry, but in my honest opinion, a lot of the games we have today did not nearly have the amount of heart or soul these games had. And if we're being honest, when was the last time you played a game with your family? More than just a sibling who plays COD with you or 1v1'd you in some sort of try-hardy game, I'm talking about the different generations of people collectively playing on a console. That's unheard of today. I will admit, there are features of the Wii that did not age well, specifically the motion sensors you put on top of a TV or any sort of screen. Even back then it was terrible at times, but even with that flawed design, it was still an enjoyable experience and actually an arm workout at times. The essence of the Wii console did not focus on achieving hyper-realistic graphics or developing intricate storylines. Instead, it aimed to unite people in living rooms where they could engage in goofy competitions and created shared moments together. The question of whether every game meets hardcore standards for masterpiece status remains debatable, yet one must consider its importance or lack thereof. Nowadays, entertainment is mostly digital and even interactions are mostly digital. I think there will probably never be anything like the Wii, at least in my lifetime. Yeah, you can order Domino's off the Wii. The very console that motivated countless individuals to stand up and play Wii Sports simultaneously contained this peculiar feature hidden within its system. I didn't figure this out until about a year ago when I watched Michael MJD's video on ordering Domino's on the Wii. Apparently this feature was only released in Japan in 2009 with their own delivery services, but developers behind a Wii revival project named Wii Link 24 created a delivery service to emulate the official app that was originally only for Wiis in Japan. All this information can be found on his video, and it was surely a surprise to see that you could do this back then, and you could definitely do this now. So if you still have your Wii, go load that up and order you some Domino's just for today. Just see how it is.
Unleash the fire in my heart. I will dance and I'll defeat them through the light and the dark. Your mistake was to underestimate my power. Won't let go of the fight till tomorrow's mine.
Though this isn't necessarily the same thing, I feel like I have to talk about it. The Wii U was definitely hyped to be the next big thing. The success and popularity of the Wii and DS prior had given Nintendo the formula to try and create something that mixed the elements of both being a handheld and something you can hook up to your TV. I mean, all that sounds great until you realize they marketed the Wii U like it was an accessory meant for the original Wii. Everything about the talk of the Wii U at the time had a lot of people confused, and even when it was released, it was incredibly underwhelming. The games were lackluster, it had terrible memory if you chose to buy games off the Nintendo store, and it waited too long to try and fix a lot of the previous problems that the Wii had within the next few years. And yeah, the PS4 and Xbox One literally hit the market a year later. And we all knew where the money was going. P.S. It wasn't the Wii. Also, around that time, online gaming had started to become the new trend of gaming, so the Wii U fell behind on that front too. There was just too many negatives about the Wii U to justify it even buying at the time, and if you had gotten one, you definitely regret it within the first year. There's so many other smaller details too on why it flopped so hard, but these are the main reasons that I can remember why no one even talks about that system. I think this was the worst selling console that Nintendo had dropped to that date, I believe, though they definitely learned from their mistakes later on because Nintendo's Switch dropped and it was universally loved, and quite blatantly the direct upgrade from the Wii U. Everything that the Wii U did, the Switch does infinitely better. Though at the time of me recording this video, the Switch 2 had just been released and it's already looking like it's not gonna do as good as the original Switch. Though we just have to see how that goes. With all that being said, I think the Wii was personally one of the greatest underrated consoles to ever grace video game history. The amount of things I can talk about regarding the Wii is out of this world, and I didn't get to touch on them in this video, but I think I covered most of what I wanted to say. Here's what I would say. Nintendo, give us a Wii 2. But honestly, I think we don't need a Wii 2. I feel like the era we live in now won't allow the Wii to be the thing that it was to us in the late 2000s. As I stated before, this console was the king of living room parties and family functions. As far as I know, stuff like that doesn't happen as often as it used to, and online gaming is the name of the game now. A Wii 2 would not only flop in its design, but it would be way too late for that when I could just play most games on my PC in the comfort of my room. I think I would like the Wii to be the console that didn't need a second installment, and to continue to be one of the unique consoles we talk about like the Sega Genesis or the Game Boy. I'd love to hear in the comments what's your favorite console and why. But yeah, this was one of my rants on the Wii, and I definitely hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one.